Welcome, Cancers. Welcome to Kiki's Doorway. Let's see what your soulmate will want to make a clean slate on for November 16th to November 18th, 2018. God, Gaia, God. Okay. Very driven. All right. Gaia, mother, father, what actions? Cancers, you and your soulmates know exactly what kind of structure you want to do. Let's see to what extent. Ah, okay, the goal. Masculine Cancer, you and your soulmate are taking sail. You and your soulmate were a part of the crew. You were a part of the crew member on a boat. So as a crew member, you had a particular skill that made the ship run smoothly. What is that skill? Masculine Cancer, that makes you a great asset for a team, even a great asset for yourself. When you see that, masculine Cancers, the skill or trait that you innately have or that you have obtained throughout life experience, through work, physical work, through learning, will propel you to the next direction. The next direction, female Cancers, you and your soulmate have met in past lives as angels that exude trust and faith. Female Cancers, you are not only the caterer. So if you was a part of the crew, you would be the catering, meaning how the crew got their food, how the crew got their clothing, how the crew got the necessities, soap, perfume, cologne, incense, even using their own traits. Female Cancers, you were the crew of catering. And to cater takes a really high skill. That means you have to have an in-depth psyche of human nature in all human beings to know exactly how to cater to them that makes them feel comfortable. Catering is not cowardly. Catering is not something to look down on. Every occupation has a catering. We might rephrase that as a service. We might even say the service could be broken down as a community customer service. We could even break down customer service to being a human resourcer. We could break down a human resourcer to being an advisor. We could break down that advisor to be an instructor. We could break down that instructor to being a counselor. We could break down that counselor into being a teacher. We could break down that teacher and being a principal. We could break down that principal and being a dean. Female Cancers, you and your soulmate are realizing that this clean slate gives you the light to see how your catering, your natural ability to cater to others, is not only a service, but is a profession in all areas in which I just mentioned. My mind's eye from your energy gave me those examples. Every occupation I mentioned, every profession I mentioned has the element of Cancerian in it. That's what you're trusting and knowing to have faith in. That whatever direction you want to take your career, whatever direction you want to take a love relationship, it is sailing towards the right direction. Both the masculine and the feminine are lining up right here in the middle. And the middle is your core, your identity, the second house of Taurus. What is your core values? What is your self-worth? Your core values and your self-worth ties into whatever you do. Female and masculine Cancer. So, masculine Cancers, once you realize that just what you have as a service or what you want to sail towards connects you to your solid foundation. 4 is all about the 4 sections, right? 4 sections of a box. A box is a even shape, right? Even to make a door is 4 corners, right? Even to find, if you were on your ship as a crew member, if you were the one to not only provide a service for your crew, but one of your service happens to be how to navigate, that requires a compass. That requires someone to know north, south, east, west. That also takes someone to know how to use time, how to see the environment as their time. Noticing how the sun reflects a certain angle, that can tell me exactly what time I could be probably in. Now, masculine Cancers, you and your soulmate are either being too frivolous or being too cautious with money, which makes sense. If you were a part of the crew, right, in your past life you were part of the crew, you had to have a past life experience where spending or eating too much costs your lives, because you're in a body of water. So before you get to another land, you had to make sure to have your food accurately counted for, clothing accurately counted for, proper hygiene to make sure you don't get sick. And if you had too little or too much, that could cause a disharmony in the ship itself. So in this present life, you're realizing that to have a clean slate will require you to realize you are a part of a crew. You are part of a team. And like any team, you hold a particular position that is very important. It brings the other crew members direction, yes, and know their place, their lane, to make the ship run smoothly, to make the service of your success run smoothly. So if you're thinking about a business decision, really look at the 4 aspects of it. Look at, does it emotionally fit? Does it intuitively match? Can I communicate it openly where people can receive it? And 4, when I cater to it, when I give it nurturance, will it plant the right harvest? This is what you're going to be thinking about, masculine Cancers and your soulmate. Giving to those less fortunate. If you have enough, giving 10%. It's like a tithe. Giving 10% to someone in need would really help. You could give to a person that is in their 40s or 4 years old. Yeah. Giving to someone who is 4 years old brings out the ability to relate to the youth, and seeing how even the youth will become older. And showing that act to a young person will give them a balance of how, when it's time for them to give, and what way do they want to give. You don't want to just give anything, because then that causes resentment. You don't want to give too much, because what if you need some of that for someone else or for yourself? You want to give like the Libra, just enough. And 4 is all about equality. 2 on this side, 2 on the other. Right? 2 on this side and 2 on the other. That makes the scales balance out. So, in what 2 ways do you want to give to another? Will that be someone in their 40s, 4 years old, the youth? That's something you're going to be thinking about. Female Cancers. Once you realize that you, like your masculine counterpart and their soulmate, hold the foundations for others to not only lean on, but to cultivate while learning through you, you're becoming that anchor for others. Female Cancers, you and your soulmate are becoming that anchor, are becoming that groundingness for others to learn from others to communicate to, because you're in the ace of air. So you are holding that open opportunity for others to communicate to you and for you to communicate to others. When you communicate to others, you will be exuding trust and faith, that inner trust, that inner faith. And it will show on the outside. So when you are bringing out your ideas and your inspirations to others, they're going to see how strong your faith is. They're going to see how strong your trust is. And when that's happening, you'll see the truth in the situation. You'll see that you had the service all along to cater, to cultivate, to cure people. How you will cure people is through how you communicate. And yes, you will have challenges at the beginning, but like anything at the beginning, just like a boat, just like showing trust. In order for you to trust, you would have to show that. In order for you to show that, you would have to know it. In order for you to know it, you had to have experienced that. So people in your life, or you had to have experienced some parts of your life where trust was actually real, when faith was actually real. Go back to that memory. That memory is real. That it's like a Photoshop, or it's like taking a picture. You know, the back of the day pictures I was mentioning earlier. I'm not sure it's either it was Aries or Taurus. It's one of them. But you know, back in the day, it looked like a rectangle, little square boxes where the snapshots, the snap will come from, and then when the picture was done, you had to blow it or wave it in the air to get the image to come out, right? That anchor opportunity, that admiration when looking at the photo, you're like, oh snap, I forgot about this. It's your brain. Our brain is like a memory bank, and that memory bank is like a snapshot. That snapshot is like our own personal camera, and our personal camera collects everything that exists that actually we lived already through. But that's why we look at our pictures, to remind us how far we have come, how far we have lived. And as you're looking at pictures, as you're looking at movies, as you're looking at photo albums or movie albums, because back in the day we used to also have the camera that could record. So looking at memories from your childhood, looking at memories of whoever recorded you throughout your life, they showed an anchor of your service, of your caterings. And as you're seeing that, you're realizing why you needed that clean slate. It's not to say that you don't have to paint. It's not to say that it's actually a clean canvas. You're creating the canvas so you can repaint and recultivate or redraw how you want to move in your direction, Miss Pisces. You and your soulmate are seeing the truth of a situation, and challenging beginnings become a solution. So we meet again, masculine and feminine Cancers. Note that you and your soulmate are the compass of success. You are the compass for people to cultivate. You are the compass. In order for us to get a direction, we need a compass. We need a tool. We need a machine. We need an invention to help us guide the way. You are that guide in human form. I always leave a paragraph in the description box below. Whenever you get a chance, please read it. It gives us a compass, a template, a map, and thought on what to really think about and how we can move. I love you. I love you, Cancer. We will see you on the other side.